Today, we will look at the meaning of Slokams 5 to 9 of Krishnaashtakam. The previous sessions, we looked at the meaning of the first 4 Slokams, so we'll look at the rest. Slokam 5. Uthpulla padma patrāksam nīlajimuta sannibham yadavanam shiroratnam krishnam vande jagatgurum. Uthpulla padma patrāksam. One whose eyes look like the blossomed lotus petals. Uthpulla means blossomed. Padma is, of course, lotus. Patra is leaf. Aksham is eyes. So, Sri Krishna has beautiful eyes that look like the blossom lotus petals. And those eyes are full of compassion for us. Nilaji Muta Sannibham. One whose complexion resembles a dark blue cloud. Nila is dark blue. Jimuta means a cloud. Sannibham, resembling. Now, why does Krishna and Perumal appear to us in a dark blue color? The dark color, called karumai in Tamil, represents his compassion or karunai. How is that? Let's see, why is a cloud dark in color? Because it is full of water, which it is ready to shower on the parched earth and on the people who live there. Similarly, the dark blue color of Perumal represents his karunai or compassion that he is ready to shower on us lost souls when we fully surrender to him. The dark cloud does not discriminate on where it will shower its water. It doesn't say that I will only release water in a rich country and not in a poor country. Similarly, Perumal's compassion does not discriminate. It does not matter what gender or caste you are, whether rich or poor or your social standing. As long as anyone fully surrenders to him, he is ever ready to pour his compassion on us. Now the dark cloud becomes light in color after showering its water. On the other hand, Perumal always remains dark in color as he is always full of compassion. No matter how many avatarams he has taken where he has poured compassion on us, he still remains fully compassionate. So the next time you see a picture of Sri Krishna or hear the names such as Sham, Ghanasham, or Meghasham, remember that his dark color represents the infinite compassion that he has towards us. Yadavanam Shiroratnam. One who is the crown jewel or the head of the Yadava clan. Yadavanam, of the Yadavas are a cowherd clan. Shiraha, the head. Ratnam, the jewel. Shiroratnam means crest jewel. Of all the ornaments that one wears on the body, the crest jewel, the one that is worn on the head, is the most important ornament of them all. Similarly, Sri Krishna was the most important person in the Yadava clan. Though the Lord was born in the Kshatriya Kulam as son of Vasudeva and Devaki, he immediately moved to Gokulam and spent his whole childhood in the Yadava Kulam as the son of Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda. So really we can say he was born into the Yadava clan. He planned it that way as he wanted to raise the clan of Yadu. Also, by being born in the cowherd clan, the Lord is showing his guna of saulabhyam, that is, easy accessibility. The cowherds were simple and uneducated. All they knew was how to raise their cows. Yet the Lord, who is Sarvajna, all-knowing, and Sarvashaktaha, all-powerful, took birth in this clan. This removes the fear from us that the Lord is not approachable. Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. I bow down to Krishna, the Guru of the whole universe. Slokam 6. Rukmiṇī kēḻisaṃyuktaṃ pītāmbara sushobhitam avapta tulasi gandham Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. Rukmiṇī kēḻisaṃyuktaṃ. The one who is engaged in sporting or playing with Rukmiṇī. Now, Rukmiṇī is Mahalakshmi in her form as Sri Devi She took avataram along with Sri Krishna and took avataram as a spouse. Kēli means, in Sanskritam, means sporting or playing. Samyuktam, associated. So in all the avatarams, Tayar and Perumal, their Kēli or their playing is all the leelas that they exhibit in their avatarams. Pitambara Sushobhitam, the one who is resplendent, wearing a golden yellow garment. Pita means yellow, it's like a golden yellow color. Ambara, garment. Sushobhitam, the one who is shining brightly by wearing this Pitambaram. So when you chant and you say this phrase, Pitambara Sushobhitam, visualize Sri Krishna as shown here, wearing a wonderful silk garment. Pitambara Sushobhitam. Avapta Tulasi Gandham, the one who has obtained the fragrance of the holy basil or the tulasi leaves. Avapta means obtained, tulasi, holy basil leaf, gandham, the fragrance. By wearing the tulasi mala on his chest, he has obtained the fragrance of the tulasi. In many Arvar Pasurams, one of the identifications that Perumal was at a place is the fragrance of the tulasi. For example, Andal in Tirupavai says, Natrathuzhai Mudi Narayanan. Thuzhai in Tamil means tulasi. Natrathuzhai means the fragrant tulasi. So wherever Perumal is and wherever Perumal was, that fragrance of the tulasi is always there. Lord Krishna's favorite plant is tulasi. Tulasi garlands are made for Krishna and his lotus feet are decorated with tulasi leaves and manjaris, the flower buds. Tulasi plants and their leaves are very important in devotional service, and devotees are encouraged to care for and water the tulasi tree every day, collecting the leaves for offering to the Lord. Tulasi leaves may also be offered with each food preparation. Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Now here I've shown an interesting picture of, we said last time how Krishna as the Guru gave us the Bhagavad Gita to guide us. This picture is a very nice picture where it says a lot of answers to life. If you go search in the internet, you'll get very simple answers, but most of them will be wrong. But the Bhagavad Gita gives what you think might be complex answers, but they are the right answers. And it was Sri Krishna's own words that came as the Guru, and we should read them and follow them. Slokam 7. Gōpikānāṃ kucadvandva kumkumankita vakshasam śrīniketam maheshvasam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Gōpikānāṃ kucadvandva kumkumankita vakshasam. One whose chest is smeared with kunkuma or vermilion from his embrace of the gopis. Gōpikānāṃ, of the gopis, kucadvandva. Their two breasts, kucha means breast, dvandva, which means the two breasts, which is the chest. Kunkumankita, the mark of vermilion or kunkuma, vakshasam, chest. So the one whose chest is smeared with kunkuma from his embrace of the gopis. Now here, I want to take some time to talk a little bit about the gopis, their relationship to Sri Krishna, and what it means. The relationship between the gopis and Sri Krishna is not at a bodily level, but it's at the soul level. It's a relationship of the Jivatma to the Paramatma. Now, those who want to denigrate our religion or put it down, they make some adverse comments about what this relationship was. But again, like I said, it is not at the bodily level, because when these leelas happened, Krishna was about 10 years and the gopis were about 5 years. So it is really at the soul level. Now, we all know that we are a body. There's a Jivatma inside our body that sustains it. The body does have a gender, male and female, and the Atma is said to not have any gender. But also in the Vedas, they do say allegorically that all Jivatmas are feminine in nature. It doesn't matter whether physically your body is male or female. Jivatma is feminine in nature, and there is one Paramatma, Sri Krishna, who is a Parama Purusha, who is masculine. The gopis, who are representing the Jivatmas, they experience what is called Madhurya Bhav. That is the sentiment of loving the Lord as the sole beloved. There are different bhavs or sentiments in which you can worship and love the Lord. There's Dasya Bhav, where you are a servant to the Lord. There is Vatsalya Bhav, where you take on the role of the mother, like Yashoda, and Krishna is your child. Now, Priyarvar in his Niratam Pasrams took on that role and did Vatsalya Bhav and invited Krishna to come and have his bath. The most highest bhav is Madhurya Bhav, which is really the sentiment of loving the Lord as your sole beloved. Now, this is not a relationship at a physical body level between like a male and female, but it's a soul level where the Jivatma is considered as feminine and Krishna is the masculine. So Krishna is our soul beloved. And that is what the gopis experienced. And their devotion to Sri Krishna was so great that they were ready, they gave up everything, including whatever was their social standing. And despite whatever ostracizations they would have, their love for Sri Krishna as a soul beloved was so great that they exhibited that great love. Now, this love that they had is called divine love, which is pure and selfless, unlike material love. In material love, whether it's any relationship, there's always an expectation from the other that they would give us happiness. So even in a husband-wife relationship, if you really look at it carefully, there is an expectation that the other person will give you happiness. And if that happiness does not come, it sometimes ends up resulting in divorce, etc. But in divine love, which is selfless, there is no expectation. So the divine love towards Sri Krishna is not what Sri Krishna can do for me. It is what can I do for him and what can I do to make him happy. That is divine love, which is pure and selfless. And that was the type of love that the gopis had for Sri Krishna. So the goal of our life is to really obtain this divine love to Sri Krishna, just like the gopis had. Now, I use the word obtain here because it is only due to the grace of Sri Krishna that you will finally get this divine love, Parama Bhakti. But in order for Sri Krishna to give you this divine love, you need to get your heart and mind purified. So just like if you have a patra or a vessel and you have milk, if the patra has holes in it and you pour the milk in it, the milk is going to drain off. If the patram is dirty, the milk is going to get dirty. So in order for Sri Krishna to bestow this divine love on us, we must make the patram of our hearts and mind pure. And then he will bestow that divine love on us. And how do we make our hearts and mind pure? First, we acquire divine knowledge by reading the scriptures and Bhagavad Gita, etc. We think about what we have read and we commit our intellect to practicing those things. And we practice those things in our daily life, in daily situations. And then along with this, we have to do two other things. One is Nama Sankirtanam, chanting the Lord's name, because that helps in everything. It also pleases the Lord very much. And also do meditation on his form, Rupdan meditation. As we do Nama Sankirtanam, or even chanting Slokams like Krishnaashtakam, we meditate on the form of Sri Krishna. And this pleases Sri Krishna. It also ends up purifying you as well, because you're focusing on the purest of the pure. You also get purified. And then finally, Sri Krishna will bestow his grace on you and give you this divine love. So this is the actual deeper significance and meaning of the relationship between the gopis and Sri Krishna. Now, there are three classes of gopis. The first and the highest level are gopis, who are the eternal associates of God. They reside with him in his eternal abode. They are externally liberated and participate in God's leelas as gopis and assist him in his work. For example, these are the gopis such as Lalita, Vishaka, etc. The second type of gopis are the great rishis and yogis who lived in Treta Yugam, and they lived in the Dandakaranya forest at the time when Sri Rama took avataram. When these great Jnana Yogis saw Lord Rama, they were amazed at the beauty of his form and requested a boon from him to worship him in Madhurya Bhav, which is the sentiment where you look upon the Lord as your sole beloved. Lord Rama granted them the boon and said they would come as gopis in Dwapara Yugam when he would come as Lord Krishna, and they would enjoy the ras that they were asking for. The third class of gopis are the Vedic mantras. These mantras are the knowledge energy of God. They were aware of the external opulence of the Lord, such as he is all-knowing, all-powerful, etc., but had no experience of the sweetness of his pastime, the internal ras. So they came as gopis to enjoy this. Sriniketam, the one whose chest is the abode of Lakshmi. Shri is another name for Mahalakshmi. Niketam means a house, or here it means the abode. So Shri Mahalakshmi has her abode on the chest of Mahavishnu. So Sriniketam, whose chest is the abode of Lakshmi. Now here it says his wife is residing on his chest. Previous phrase we saw Kannan embracing the gopis. Will the wife allow this? Yes, she will. Mahalakshmi herself will ensure that the gopis who represent us Jivatmas will attain their Lord, their sole beloved. There is a place for the Jivatmas in Perumal's chest as well, just like Mahalakshmi is there. Mahalakshmi ensures as the mediator, she ensures that the Jivatma reaches the Paramatma, Kannan. Maheshwasam, the one who holds a big bow with arrows. Maha, big, Ishu, arrow, Asam, bow. One of the Abharanam and Ayudam of Perumal is his Sharngam, which is his bow. Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. I bow down to Krishna, the Guru of the whole universe. Slokam 8. śrīvatsāṅkaṃ mahōraskaṃ vanamālā virajitam shankha chakra dharam devam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Śrīvatsāṅka, the one who has the mark called Śrīvatsa on his chest. The Śrīvatsa is the name of the mole that is on Mahavishnu's chest, and it's on top of this seat, on this mole, which Mahalakshmi resides. Śrīvatsa, Anka is the mark. He who has the Śrīvatsa mark, mole on his chest, he has it as a sign of prosperity. His consort Mahalakshmi is seated with this mark as her pitam, or her seat. Mahōraskaṃ, the one who has a broad chest and shoulders. So Periyarvar, in the first pasuram of his Tirupallandu pasuram, says, Mallanda Teentol Manivanna. Teentol means strong and most powerful shoulders. And he used those shoulders, Krishna used those shoulders to Mal Anda. Mal are the wrestlers like Chanura and Mushtika that Sri Krishna faced when he came to Kamsa's court. Anda means to control and kill them. So, Mallanda Teentol Manivanna means the one who killed the wrestlers with his strong and powerful shoulders. Similar to Chanura Mardhanam that we saw in the first slokam of the Krishnaashtakam. Vanamala Virajitam, the one who is adorned with a garland made up of forest flowers. Vana is forest, Mala is a garland, so a garland made up of various forest flowers. Virajitam, he is adorned with that. And that is why he's also called, the one who wears the Vanamala is also called Vanamali. So if you remember in Vishnu Sahasranam Stotram, after all the 1,000 names, there is a Dhyana Slokam that starts with Vanamali Gadi Shargi, right? So Vanamali is the one who wears the Vanamala. Shankha Chakra Dharam Devam, the Lord who holds the conch and disc in his hands. Shankha, the conch. Conch of Perumal is called Panchajanya. Chakra is the disc. Disc is called Sudarshana Chakram. Dharam, holding. Devam, the Lord. So, in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 11, Arjuna asks Sri Krishna that he wants to see his cosmic form, his Vishwarupam. Sri Krishna says, I will show it to you, but you cannot see it with the material eyes you have. So he gives him divine eyes so that he can see the form. And when Arjuna sees the form, he sees the form of the Lord with 1,000 arms, 1,000 eyes, 1,000 feet, representing his expansive being. And he sees that everything, all beings finally come into him for destruction. He sees this very gory form and he gets scared. And then he prays to Sri Krishna, "Oh, Sri Krishna, please show me the form that, I thought you were my mentor and friend. Please show me your other form." And then Sri Krishna then shows him he shows him the four-armed form with Shankha, Chakra, Gada, and Lotus. And then he comes back to his normal two-handed form. So this is one incident in the Bhagavad Gita where Lord Krishna shows Arjuna his four-armed form. Shankha, Chakra, Dharam, Devam. Krishnam Mande Jagadgurum. Now that concludes all the 8 slokams on Sri Krishna. The 9th slokam is Phalasruti, which every stotram has at the end, which gives you the benefits that you get from chanting, reciting, and thinking about the slokam. So let's look at what the Phalasruti is for Krishnaashtakam. Krishnaashtakam idam puṇyaṃ prātaruthāya ya patet koti janma kritam pāpam smaranena vinashyati. Whoever recites this Krishnaashtakam early in the morning will get immense punya, and the sins done in millions of previous births will be destroyed by reciting and understanding the meaning. Let's look at the word-by-word meaning. Yaha, whoever. Patet, reads or recites, and along with that, smarane, this Krishnaashtakam. Along with that, not only reading and reciting, but thinking, smaranena, of its meaning. Prātaruthāya, rising early in the morning and reading it. What will happen? Puṇyaṃ, they will get results of pious activities. And pāpam, sins, kritam, done, koti janma, of millions of births. What will happen to that? Vinashyati, they will be destroyed. That's the Phalasruti for Krishnaashtakam. And before I conclude, we kept saying Krishnam Mande Jagadgurum, and I was referring a lot to the Bhagavad Gita. So I just thought I'll present one slokam from the Bhagavad Gita. And this slokam occurs in the last chapter, 18th chapter, towards the end, 65th slokam, just before the Charma slokam, which comes as 66th. And this Krishna says, "Always think of me and become my devotee. Worship me and offer your homage unto me. Thus you will come to me without fail. I promise you this because you're very dear to me and you're my dear friend." He's talking to Arjuna, but he's also talking to us here. Manmana bhava madbhaktaha. Always think of me and become my devotee. Vadyaji mam namaskuru. Worship me and offer your homage unto me. Mame veshasi satyam te. Thus you will come to me without fail. Pratijane priyosime. I promise you this because you're my dear friend. Now Krishna here has given us this promise. Pratijane, he says, I promise. Priyosime, because you're very dear to me. Why are you dear to me? Because if you do manmana bhava madbhaktaha madhyaji mam namaskuru, you do that, you become dear to me, and he has promised that you will come to me without fail. So it's a very important slokam from Bhagavad Gita. So having known the meaning of this slokam, now that we have learnt the Krishnaashtakam, we have understood the meaning, let us make an effort to memorize the slokam, understand the meaning, and while we chant, let us meditate on the various aspects of Sri Krishna as described by the words in the Krishnaashtakam. And Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru, always worship him and offer a homage unto him. And he has promised us that we will go to him without fail. Sarvam Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Thank you for listening.
Uthpulla padma patrāksam nīlajimutasannibham Yadavanam shiroratnam Krishnam vande jagadgurum rukmiṇī kēḻisaṃyuktaṃ pītāmbara-suṣobhitam avāpta-tulasi-gandham Krishnam vande jagadgurum gōpikānāṃ kucadvandva kunkumāṅkitavakṣasam Śrīniketam maheshvasam Krishnam vande jagadgurum śrīvatsāṅkaṃ mahōraskaṃ vanamālā virajitam shaṅkhacakradharam devam Krishnam vande jagadgurum Krishnaashtakamidaṃ puṇyaṃ prātarutthāya yah paṭhet कोटिजन्मकृतं पापं स्मरणेन विनश्यति।